Every once in a while, there are painful and tragic experiences that take place in our world as the result of religious fanaticism. Painful things that happen when things are done in the name of religion. And maybe you remember one of those that took place in November of 1978 when a congressman from California, his name was Leo Ryan, took 3 television news reporters down to Guyana to investigate a cult, a religion, so to speak, known as the People's Temple, and it was being led by a man named Jim Jones. And when they got down there to do their investigation, they landed at an airport, and Jones and some of his followers were concerned about that investigation, wanted to stop it, and actually opened fire on that congressman and those 3 reporters, and they were tragically killed at that airport. He had more than 1,000 followers in his compound some miles away, and after that shooting, he knew that there would be people who were coming for him. So he went back to his compound, and he told all of his followers, 638 adults and 276 children, that they needed to drink a cyanide-laced Kool-Aid drink because he was their Messiah. He had told them that he was the awaited Christ, and they had believed him. So every one of those individuals, all of his followers, drank that Kool-Aid drink before help could come, and all of their lives were lost. As you can imagine, in the days that followed, there was an investigation. People wanted to know, how could something like that happen? How could nearly 1,000 people come to believe that what Jim Jones was telling them was true? Why would they believe that this man was the Messiah? And there were basically 2 things that people arrived at as to why people followed him. The first was that somehow in their own mind they were emotionally unstable themselves. That the reason they followed Jim Jones was because there was something emotionally wrong with them, and they were easily duped by someone who was also emotionally unstable. And the second reason was they just didn't know any better. They weren't educated. They were either ignorant or poor or oppressed in some way, and they were just looking for any kind of hope, any kind of help, and he offered it, and so they followed him. And those were really the only 2 explanations in the wake of the investigation that were given. Either people were emotionally unstable or they were just ignorant. They just didn't know any better. That's why they chose to follow Jim Jones, and that's why they gave up their lives to follow this man. But as I read the accounts and as I reflected back on that, I thought to myself, is that right? Are those the only 2 reasons why someone might choose to give up their life for something they believed in? Obviously, they believed in Jim Jones. Could a rational, sane person actually give up their life for something? Because the more I thought about it, the more I thought, isn't that exactly what we do every day? Aren't you and I choosing every day to give our lives for something? Aren't we all dying for what it is that we believe in? I know there are some people who believe that work and success is the answer to their life. And so that's what they give their life for. They work a phenomenal number of hours. They spend every waking moment thinking about how they can make more money or make their business better. And they essentially sacrifice their life for their belief in work. I know there are others who believe that relationships, that having a relationship with some person or cultivating that relationship is the most important thing, and so they give themselves, they die to themselves to make that relationship happen.